Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos, hosts of Live with Kelly and Mark, are excellent at staying on top of their work, but in a recent show, just as Mark was starting to get his footing, Kelly abruptly ends the Stump Mark segment. Kelly Ripa organizes her plans clearly. The smooth operation of Live with Kelly and Mark is a result of years of expert experience. Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos put forth extra effort to prepare and execute earlier recordings for ease of viewing during the transition, despite their significant shift. They are taping from Palm Springs while on vacation there, while Kelly and Mark will be on the West Coast. Kelly and Mark will pre-record episodes on Sunday and Monday during this shift, but they will still air during their regular time slots. Fans can then anticipate the official migration in 2025. Even though they meticulously prepare each episode, a recent one didn't go as planned. Stump Mark is abruptly stopped by Kelly Ripa. They talked about the weekend marathon and a number of important topics before Stump Mark on the November 4 episode of Live. Kelly Ripa made a smooth transition to the audience favorite section, Stump Mark, as the show came to a close. Mark Consuelos was all fired up and ready to ask Julie her big questions while she waited patiently on the phone. However, Kelly has a moment of terror and abruptly interrupts, shouting, "Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Wait a minute! I forgot to talk about the dumbest thing ever," she adds. "I neglected to mention the 3 options you provided me this past weekend." Maybe she was more exhausted from the race than she realized. "How did I get off track?" she asks. Kelly goes on to describe the 3 options Mark gave her, insisting impulsively. She then talks about her decision. "These are variables I can control, so I would rather run the marathon," she stated. "And you said the dumbest thing I've ever heard," she writes after expressing her opinion about Mark's decision. But when Kelly pointed out how absurd his decision was, Mark quickly responded. "I'd rather jump out of a plane," he states plainly. As Kelly says, "Lunacy? Can I get an M in?" she asks, turning to the audience's runners for support. Kelly then expresses regret for the unexpected disruption. She is serious about her running. Kelly Ripa wanted Live with Kelly and Mark viewers to understand how seriously she takes her running, even as she felt a little bad about ruining the Stump Mark segment. Kelly posted some of her training regimens on Instagram, which enabled her to finish the NYC Marathon on November 3. How do you feel about Stump Mark being replaced with Kelly Ripa? Did you find her interruption of the segment surprising? It was supposed to be another breezy Thursday morning on Live with Kelly and Mark. The cameras had just cut back from commercials, the familiar upbeat theme music playing as Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos stepped back into frame, all smiles, mugs of coffee in hand. "Welcome back, everybody," Kelly chirped, her voice bouncing with its usual energy. "If you're just joining us, you missed Mark trying to explain the rules of pickleball. And let me just say, they sounded suspiciously like the rules of dodgeball." The audience laughed. Mark, mock offended, placed his hand dramatically on his chest. "Excuse me, I know my sports. Pickleball is America's fastest growing." Kelly cut him off with a wave of her hand. Yes, we know. But listen, before you launch into your dissertation, I have something very important to share." Mark tilted his head, the picture of curiosity. Normally, Kelly's curveballs on air were playful, but there was something in her tone, a sudden shift from banter to seriousness, that instantly hushed the audience. Even the band quieted. "What's going on?" Mark asked, leaning forward. Kelly set down her coffee mug, folded her hands on the desk, and looked directly into the camera. "I wasn't planning on doing this today, but I can't ignore it anymore. Sometimes when you've got a live platform, you have to speak your truth, right?" The audience murmured. Mark blinked. "Wait, are you about to confess something?" Kelly shot him a sly smile. "Not me, you?" Mark's eyes widened. "What?" She turned to him, raising a perfectly arched brow. "Ladies and gentlemen, my husband has a little secret. And I think today's the day we bring it to light." The audience erupted with gasps and giggles. Mark chuckled nervously, trying to play it cool. But his posture gave him away. His hand tugged at his tie, His foot started tapping under the desk. "Kelly," he warned, his voice half joking, half terrified. Kelly leaned back, delighting in his discomfort. "Relax, Consuelos. I'm not going to expose your Netflix password or your questionable Amazon purchases." Mark sighed in relief, only for Kelly to lean in, stage whispering into her mic. "Although, do we really need 5 different hot sauce subscriptions?" The audience roared. Mark buried his face in his hands. No, Kelly continued, milking the moment. "What I'm talking about is something bigger. Something that has haunted me for years. And today, I'm stopping the show until you come clean." The camera zoomed in on Mark's face. His smile wavered. "Wait, you're actually halting the show?" Kelly turned dramatically to the producers off camera. "Yes. Freeze the teleprompter. Cancel the cooking demo. Nobody's making souffle until this man confesses." The audience applauded, thrilled by the unscripted chaos. Mark shook his head, laughing nervously. "This is a setup. This is entrapment." Kelly clasped her hands. "Mark Andrew Consuelos, will you or will you not admit that you—" She paused for maximum effect. "Have been sneaking into my dressing room every morning and stealing my mascara." The crowd gasped, then burst into uncontrollable laughter. Mark's jaw dropped. "That's what this is about." Kelly slammed her hand on the desk. "Yes, I'm putting a stop to it. You've stumped me for months. I thought I was losing my mind, my mascara disappearing tube by tube. Until I caught you, yes, you, yesterday morning, doing a little touch-up before the show." The studio erupted with cheers, whistles, and clapping. Mark, now bright red, covered his face but was laughing too hard to deny it. Okay. Guilty as charged." Kelly pointed triumphantly at him. "Ha! Confession achieved. Roll the credits, we're done here." But Mark, regaining composure, leaned toward the audience. "In my defense, her mascara is really good. It's like a magic wand. Have you seen her lashes? They're like windshield wipers." Kelly rolled her eyes. "Don't try to flatter me out of this, mister." The audience oohed as Mark grinned devilishly. "And for the record, I wasn't just using it on my lashes." Kelly's eyes nearly popped out of her head. "Excuse me?" Mark nodded, basking in the crowd's laughter. "A little mascara works wonders on the beard. Covers up the grays." The room howled. Kelly doubled over, smacking the desk as tears of laughter filled her eyes. "You're telling me, for months, you've been walking out here with mascara beard touch-ups?" Mark shrugged sheepishly. "A man's gotta do what a man's gotta do." Kelly shook her head in disbelief, clutching her sides. Ladies and gentlemen, live with Kelly and Mark, the only daytime show where you'll discover your co-host is secretly a beauty influencer. The cameras caught every hilarious expression, the triumphant glint in Kelly's eyes, Mark's guilty grin, the audience practically falling out of their seats. The producers, instead of cutting to commercial, let the moment ride. It was gold. Finally, Kelly straightened up, wiping her eyes. Okay. I think we've had enough fun, but let it be known, from this day forward, my mascara is off limits. Got it?" Mark leaned over, kissed her cheek, and whispered loud enough for the mic to pick up, "No promises." The audience lost it one final time as the theme music swelled, and Kelly threw her hands in the air. And that, folks, is how you stump your husband live on air. As it cut to commercial, Kelly grinned slyly at Mark. "You thought I was gonna drop some deep dark secret, didn't you?" Mark nodded, still laughing. "You had me sweating bullets. Next time I'm checking your notes before the show." Kelly smirked, sipping her coffee. "Good luck. My secrets are safe, for now." And with that, the segment became an instant live classic. A spontaneous, hilarious reminder that when it comes to Kelly, Ripa, and Mark Consuelos, the best television moments aren't scripted at all.